Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jessica from Mind Shuffle. I am so excited that you are joining us today for Twitter Basics. This is going to be a packed webinar with tons of information to get you started on Twitter. If you are a newbie to Twitter, this is for you. And there will be a lot of information here. And if you have questions afterwards, please feel free to ask. The chat is open, so you can certainly pop a question in there. And there are handouts for both a quick start guide for Twitter, as well as this entire presentation. All those slides are included in the handout section of our Mind Shuffle channel for this web workshop. So let's get started. We have a lot to cover and not a lot of time to do it in. So let's roll. First, I wanted to introduce myself again. My name is Jessica Federman. I am the CEO and Chief Strategic Storyteller for Mind Shuffle. We are a small marketing company based in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. We work primarily with small and medium-sized businesses to help them develop their brands and share their stories strategically with the world so that they can build business. You'll see down below my photo there, you have my email address and my Twitter handle. So I would hope that you'll be able to, in the future, reach out if you have any questions or comments about this web workshop or about Mind Shuffle in general. So today we're going to talk about Twitter basics, and we really are going to the root of getting started on Twitter. We will talk about how to sign up, your first step to being part of the Twitterverse. We'll talk about building your tribe, that group of followers, that community that you develop on this social sphere. We'll also discuss how to speak Twitter. There are a bunch of different ways that you can communicate with folks on Twitter. We're going to cover a bunch of them today. And of course, we'll cover hashtags, which is one of the most popular topics of discussion when it comes to Twitter. We will talk a lot about hashtags, not a ton. We don't have a lot of time. I do have some additional resources, however, that I've developed about hashtags, and so I will provide those to you as well. And of course, then we'll talk about jumping in, how to get to tweeting and use Twitter to help you build your business. So, to get started on Twitter, the first thing you need to do is sign up. You can go to twitter.com and sign up. The first thing that they're going to ask you for is a handle. Handle is another name for a username. The handle is how people are going to identify you on Twitter. So you want to be yourself, be descriptive, not too confusing or obscure. So you can see this is my photo here with my username and my handle. So my handle is Mind Shuffle Marketing. Now, of course, we are limited in number on Twitter, and we'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. But I ended up using the handle Mind Shuffle MKTG for marketing, and it seems to be working out pretty well. So if somebody is addressing you on Twitter, they're going to be using that handle with the little @ sign in front of it to identify you. So make sure you like it, because if you don't, you're kind of stuck with it a little bit. So be yourself, be descriptive. When it comes to business, you want people to identify not only you, but your business. Both your personal brand and your business brand are very important. That's why I have my name up there as well as my company name as my handle. When you're signing up and you start creating your profile on Twitter, some very important components to your bio or your profile would be images. There's two primary images that you'd be using on your Twitter profile. The first one is your profile picture. That's here with the yellow arrow. And I don't know if you can see my mouse scrolling over the bio profile picture here. Usually I recommend that you use a photo of yourself, especially if you're a small company or a small business. Especially if you're a solopreneur, a one-person shop. I really find that images of people is much more effective. This follows typically with most social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. However, if you're a slightly larger company or there's multiple members of your company, partners or leaders, and there's just not enough room in that little square, you might consider putting your logo in there instead. So if you have a question about profile images and what may be a good choice or not a great choice, feel free to shoot me an email or shoot a question out in the question areas here, and I'll be happy to answer that for you. So your profile image should be professional, since this typically is a professional use that we're talking about today on Twitter. It should be clear, and it should be appropriate for business. Typically, that's something that I say, even though most of us know that. The second primary image for your profile is your cover image, your header image. And that's the long image that goes across the top of your profile page. You can see here that I have one on Twitter that currently is focused on our Marketing Made Easy program. It's a new program we're offering at MindShuffle that comprises a bunch of different marketing essentials into one simple program. So this is sort of prime real estate for you to share information about your business. And if you want to convey a certain message or promote a certain product or service, this is a good place to do it. You want to use branded imagery. You want to, again, promote your business, promote your mission, your values, products, services. And what I do also recommend is that this cover image, this header image up here at the top, gets changed relatively frequently. I have some folks that I know that change it every month. Some change it every quarter. There are some that change it every 6 months to a year, or some that change it never. But what I do find is that if you can change it up a little bit, it turns into a change of scenery. So just like anything else, a change of scenery will engender some interest and some intrigue, and people will want to know more about you and your business. And if you're promoting a product or service like I was here, they'll want to know more about that as well. The third component to signing up and creating your profile on Twitter is your bio. This is so important. Your bio is an about section. It talks about who you are and what you stand for. You have 140 characters to do it, which is a challenge. It's a pretty big challenge. I'm constantly revamping and revising my bio. I am looking for ways to efficiently and effectively tell folks who I am and what I do. Currently, this is my bio, #Marketing for Main Street, which is something that we believe very strongly in doing at MindShuffle, marketing for small businesses and medium-sized businesses, local businesses. We specialize in strategic storytelling for small businesses like yours. What you can see here is that I've actually included hashtags, which we'll talk about again in a minute, but I've included hashtags in my bio. And when we talk a little bit more in a little bit about hashtags and how they work, you'll find that this is a valuable way to help other tweeters, other people in the Twitterverse, learn and find out about you. And it'll identify you as a Twitter profile that they may want to learn more about if they're searching for that particular hashtag. You'll also see in my bio that they have a location area. I put Bucks County, Pennsylvania. You can put your specific town and state. You can just put a state. You can be as specific or non-specific as you want. I do kind of recommend that you find some sort of a location that you feel comfortable putting there. I think it really does help keep things authentic and shows that you are a really valid business and valid professional in this sphere. Another thing that goes on there that's essential is your website. As long as you have a website, it should be on your Twitter bio. This is a direct link straight to your home on the web, your website. So don't forget to include that when you're completing your profile page. And then third, it does include when I joined Twitter, and it just gives folks a sense of how long you've been on. It might also give them a little bit of an idea of your interaction and your level of interaction, and an understanding that you may still be on a learning curve. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So a couple of more tips as you're just getting started on Twitter and setting up your profile. This is a screenshot, as you're seeing right now, of my profile page. And you can see my header cover photo up top here. You can see my headshot, which happens to be very similar to the photo here in my cover photo. You have my name, you have my handle, my bio, all of this biographical information about me. You can get a sense of my statistics, how many tweets, who I'm following, who's following me, all this kind of good stuff. But what I really want to make sure I convey as you're signing up for Twitter is that you complete your profile as fully as possible. This will help your tweeting friends get to know you a little bit more, especially if it's a new connection. And change your header photo often, as we discussed. This definitely provides a new level of interest that your audience would enjoy seeing from time to time. Also, update your bio from time to time. Change it up a little bit. You might add some new hashtags in that bio. Definitely, it does the same thing as that cover photo change, and if you're using new hashtags, can generate some additional search results where you might pop up for folks who wouldn't otherwise look for those new for the older hashtags. So just keep it fresh. Twitter is a very, very quick moving culture, and so in order to sort of keep up with that, these sort of changes, your header photo, your bio, those things are important. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to pop a question into the chat area on your dashboard. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. The next part of getting started on Twitter is building your tribe. Your tribe is the community of people that surround you on Twitter. These are the folks that are going to help you spread the word about you and your expertise and your brand. They're going to be sharing the content that you share on Twitter. Essentially, think about them as your crew, your entourage, the people who are your advocates within the Twitter universe, the Twitterverse, if you will. And so what you want to do is enhance the content that you share, your original content, the content that you found online, and strengthen community connections by sharing the content of your fellow tribe members. So we're going to kind of go through that in pieces. We're going to start with, first and foremost, finding your community on Twitter, your tribe. To build your tribe, there's something called following. And that's basically another word for making a connection between you and a fellow Twitter user. So as you're getting started on Twitter, you're going to have no followers and you will not be following anyone, which is completely useless and doesn't convey your message to anybody. It doesn't share your brand with anybody, nor are you learning about anybody else. So to get things started, start with the basics. Look and in the search area on the Twitter screen, look for your family, look for your friends, look for coworkers, look for names that are familiar in your industry, thought leaders, celebrities, people that you feel will be valuable to connect with. Now again, today we're talking specifically about a business function for Twitter, so you probably want to keep your following to a relatively professional level. And so you also want to make sure that the people you follow are people that you want to see and share your tweets, because there is a possibility that they will follow you back. And so when you are following someone, when you click the follow button, and you can see here, this is, I'm mousing over this picture here. This is the profile page for a gentleman named Brian Kramer. Brian Kramer is a marketing thought leader, and he is a Twitter guru. He is fantastic at using Twitter and social media in general to connect with his audience. He's a TED speaker, and he is just a fantastic innovator in the marketing space. And one of the reasons that I have used Brian's profile here is because he is a huge advocate of maintaining the humanity in the marketing area. And Twitter can go either way. It can go very anonymously, where there's really no personal interaction and personal connection. I think it's much more valuable when you can create that really human connection. And so Brian is very genuine when he's on Twitter. He replies back to people, he interacts with people. And so when I first came across Brian, I followed him immediately, and he followed me back. So I went, and I considered him an industry leader. I said, I'm going to follow Brian Kramer, and I clicked that follow button on his profile right here. And then once I followed him, he followed me back. He probably turned around and said, oh, I'm notified that Jessica Federman is following me on Twitter. I'm going to go check her out. I'm going to go see what she's about. And so he did. And he looked at my Twitter profile and he followed me back. He wanted to know what I have to say. So it's sometimes a nice gesture if somebody follows you that you do follow them back. If they're following you, they may be somebody whose tweets you'll be interested in. But if you don't care for what they have to say, if you don't feel like you're interested in what they're going to be tweeting about, or you don't agree with what they're going to be tweeting about, you don't necessarily have to follow back. Do not feel obligated to follow someone back. But it is nice to check out the people who are following you, because those are the people that can become some of your biggest advocates on Twitter by sharing your content. So as you follow people and follow them back, you'll find that your tribe numbers start growing. And that's exciting. That's always fun to see. So you're building your tribe and you're starting to tweet. You're tweeting articles, you're tweeting information about your business, about your work, you're tweeting content that you've created on your own, and people are starting to interact with you. They are commenting on your tweets. They're sharing your tweets. They're mentioning you in their own tweets. They're maybe trying to connect with you on a more private level. And that is how you speak Twitter. That's how you communicate with your tribe, with your audience. Now, at the bottom of every tweet, you will see these three icons, 1, 2, 3, that I'm mousing over right now. And one of them is an arrow. That is the reply arrow. That's what that icon means. The middle one, it looks like two arrows that are going in opposite directions. That's the retweet icon. And we're going to talk about what each of these three things really means. And then the third icon is a heart, which means like. Now, if you see a tweet that you particularly like, or that you agree with what somebody is saying, you may want to share that you agree with them. You may want to insert your own 2 cents into the idea presented in that tweet. And so in order to do that, you're going to reply to that tweet. So you look at the tweet, you hit that reply button, comment on the tweet that has inspired you to say something. I will also mention that when you are replying, you can include hashtags and @mentions of other users in your reply. What that will do is it will generate greater exposure for your reply, and so that other people will see it. So again, if you're using a hashtag or an @mention and another tweeter randomly searches for that hashtag or that @mention, which is another person's username, your reply to that tweet will pop up in the search results. They may come and take a look at what you have to say. They may like what you have to say. You may gain another follower, another advocate on Twitter. And that is why understanding how hashtags and @mentions work is really important. So we're going to talk about that again in just a couple of minutes here. The second thing that you can do if you really like a tweet that you see in your feed is to actually retweet it. Retweet is another word for share. So you can share a tweet that you think others should see or would want to see. So if you see a tweet, for example, this little screenshot here is a screenshot of a tweet by Shady Brook Farm, which is a local farm near where I live and work. And it's a wonderful little tweet that says, "It's going to be a great day. Who agrees with us?" And they put up a great little photo of flowers that they offer in their garden center. I thought that was lovely. So if I decided that I wanted to share that wonderful sentiment, I would just hit this little retweet button with the 2 arrows going in an opposite direction right under that original tweet. And it will be shared with my audience, with the people who are following me, my tribe. Now, if there's something that I wanted to add to that tweet or to share to enhance that tweet that I wanted to convey to my own tribe, I can do that before I retweet it. What happens when you hit the retweet button, this little icon here, is this window pops up. It shows you the original tweet, but you can also add a comment. So I can say, yes, it's a great day. It's sunny here in Bucks County. And it's just a nice thing that I might feel like sharing to enhance that tweet. I can include that right here in the comment section, and then hit the blue retweet button to send it off into the Twitter sphere. And then Shady Brook Farm actually gets notified that I retweeted their tweet. And that is actually, I'm getting a notification that I have a poor connection. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so I apologize for that. So basically, when Shady Brook Farm is notified that I have retweeted their tweet, they see that. And if you retweet somebody's stuff frequently enough, they start to realize that you are an advocate for their brand. They'll start interacting with you and possibly sharing your content as well and following you. The second really important way to speak Twitter, or third, as we should say, is an @mention. An @mention is a way to catch the attention of another tweeter. Essentially what you're doing is incorporating that person's username or handle with that little symbol in front of their username. And when you use that within the course of a tweet, it notifies them that you're mentioning them once you've sent that tweet out to your audience. They're notified. And so again, their ears are gonna be burning. They're gonna know that you're talking about them. And so they'll see that you're hopefully sharing good information about them, sharing a link about something. So for example, there is a screenshot right here of from Visit Bucks County, which is our local tourism board here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And they are promoting the play Clue, which is being produced at the Bucks County Theater, the Bucks County Playhouse in New Hope, Pennsylvania. So what Visit Bucks County has done is said, get your tickets now to see Clue on stage at the, and then they've done an @mention here, at the @BCP Theater. That's the handle for the Bucks County Playhouse Theater in New Hope. So now Bucks County Playhouse is notified that Visit Bucks County has included them as an @mention in one of their tweets. And also what happens is that @mention becomes a link directly to that username's profile page. So if you want to learn more about Bucks County Playhouse, all you have to do is click on that little @mention and you can go to their profile page, see their website, see what other things are going on at the Playhouse. So it really is a wonderful, wonderful way to generate some extra exposure for your tribe or for other brands and businesses that you believe strongly in or that you want to capture their attention. Another smart thing that they have done here at Visit Bucks County is they have actually created a link, probably it's a short link to either Bucks County Playhouse or to their own website, Visit Bucks County, that talks about different events that are happening in the area. They've also hashtagged the term Bucks County. Bucks County in this area happens to be a very popular hashtag. So if people are on Twitter in this area and they're looking for Bucks County hashtags, this is going to pop up. And if you're looking for something to do in Bucks County, what a great thing to find on Twitter. So that will build business not only for the Bucks County Playhouse, but it will also generate some traffic to the Visit Bucks County site, which helps them achieve their mission of informing people about what's happening in and around Bucks County. The final thing that I want to talk about before we jump into hashtags is direct messages. Direct messages are a way to have a private conversation with another tweeter. You can start a chat with another tweeter on their profile page. Here is, again, my bio, and you can see that all you have to do is click on this little message button here, and it will start a private chat with another Twitter user. Sometimes there are things that are better left not out in public. So especially if it's a customer service issue, that's something to consider using your direct message function for. Hashtags. We're running low on time, but I want to make sure I cover hashtags for you. Hashtags are a really, really popular way to communicate now, not just on Twitter, though it was established initially on Twitter back in 2007. Hashtags used to be known as pound signs, but now they are called hashtags. They're used to identify messages on a specific topic. So think of it essentially as a way of tagging, or like think of it as an actual tag hanging from a Twitter post that's designed to sort of say, hey, this is a tag that's indicating that this post has information that contains information on this topic. So again, I'm using our Visit Bucks County post here. They hashtagged Bucks County. So if somebody's looking for something about a Twitter post about Bucks County, this post is going to pop up in their search results. Usually hashtags are not, there aren't too many in a tweet. I wouldn't use more than 2 or 3 in a tweet because it can get overpowering, but it is a good way to sort of gain a little bit of exposure if you incorporate hashtags either within the sentence or the content of your tweet, or as sort of an after the fact, as they've done here from Visit Bucks County. But hashtags are really an essential way of communicating with your tribe, with the Twitterverse, and broadening your reach outside of your tribe by indicating topics of interest. Just so you know, hashtags do not use spaces. So as Visit Bucks County has done here, it's hashtag Bucks County. There is no space between Bucks and County. Once you have added a space, it actually ends that hashtag, and so only the information or the words that immediately follow the hashtag without a space will be counted as the hashtag. So if you did hashtag Bucks space County, your hashtag would be actually hashtag Bucks. So make sure that you don't put spaces in your hashtag. Let's see, you can search for hashtags for topics of interest too. This is a great way for you to find new people that you can follow and that will hopefully follow you back. You can search for hashtags in the top of your screen on Twitter just by putting in the hashtag that you're looking for. So let's just stick with the theme, hashtag Bucks County. Then Twitter will return to you a list of relevant results. The most popular tweets that include that hashtag that have received the most engagement, the most recent tweets, people, which is the other users that maybe have the word that have the hashtag Bucks County in their bio, photos with descriptions that have the term hashtag Bucks County, videos, same thing, news and broadcasts. All of these are different types of media that incorporate the term hashtag Bucks County in their descriptors. So you can scroll through all of those results and see which ones are of interest to you and take a peek. Now, there's a lot more on hashtags. I've actually done an entire web workshop on hashtags. So if you download the PDF of this web workshop, you will find that in this particular banner, if you click on the quick version, there's about a 1 to 2 minute video about hashtags there, or you can view the entire web workshop. Just click on those words and you'll be taken directly to either the short video or the long one. Let's press on, shall we? So we have covered so much today about signing up for Twitter, about how to speak Twitter and connect and build your tribe on Twitter for your business. A couple of tips as we get rolling here on Twitter. I want to see some of you on Twitter now. Hopefully I'll get some new follow requests today. But just keep in mind that Twitter is a great equalizer of social media. The reason I say that is because unlike other social platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter does not require another user to approve your connection. So you can follow someone on Twitter without having them say, yeah, it's okay. It's okay for you to follow me. Unlike on Facebook where you have to approve a friend invitation, or on LinkedIn where you have to approve a connection request. So this is your opportunity to reach out to those that you can't connect with elsewhere. Thought leaders, politicians, celebrities. I know of someone who actually connected with Chevy Chase on Twitter, and it actually resulted in a potential business opportunity for him. So this is what I'm talking about. Twitter is a place where you can connect with people you wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to check in with on a truly personal basis. The other thing that you want to do, another thing you want to do is drive people to your website within your tweet. So make sure that when you're including your hashtags, you're also including from time to time a link to your website. Don't forget that your website is your home on the web. It's something that no one else can take down, no one else can monitor it and police it, unlike on other social spheres. Your website is where people should go if they want to learn more about you. So from time to time, drive them to a link on your website within your tweet that will encourage them to explore and learn more about you and your business. Another tip, keep @mentions to a minimum and use no more than 3 hashtags per tweet. If you do too much @mentioning and hashtagging, not only do our eyes tend to cross, but you get much less engagement on your tweets. You want people to like your tweet. You want people to retweet it. You want people to reply. And with too much other junk happening with the @mentions and the hashtags, it really does sort of turn people off to interacting. Another thing, keep it short. You have to learn brevity on Twitter. Twitter has a maximum of 140 characters, just like your bio. 140 characters to get your thought across. So as you're going through Twitter and you're starting to explore and see how it works, take a peek at what other people are doing to sort of create their own shorthand to convey their ideas, their links, because really you do need to learn how to efficiently share the information that you want to get out there. Tweet often. As I mentioned at the very beginning of this web workshop, Twitter is a quick platform. The feed, which is the list of tweets that you see when you log in, your feed moves at what feels like the speed of light. People are tweeting sometimes every minute, every second, depending on what's going on, and there are so many users on Twitter that your feed is just gonna, it feels like it's gonna blow up. Do not feel that you need to look at everything and review everything, but just scroll through and see if something catches your eye. And if you do see something, another tweet from another user that catches your eye that you think is important, don't forget that when you retweet that information, you're not only advocating for that person, but you're also enhancing your Twitter feed. So the information that you're sharing with your audience, you're providing better information to them as well, and additional information. So scroll through that feed and share information and other tweets from other users. It's a great way to sort of buffer and boost the content that you're already sharing, that you've created on your own or that you've found online that you wanted to share on Twitter. Twitter also accepts images and videos, so don't feel afraid to utilize photos, graphics, and videos on Twitter. Just like any other platform, people like shiny, pretty things. So if you put something out there that's attractive to the eye, it might gather a little bit more engagement and interaction than a strictly text-based tweet. That is to say, though, that Twitter and its text-based tweets still can get some very good interaction because people are searching for hashtags. So if you're hashtagging appropriately, you aren't required to have a pretty picture on your tweet to engender a conversation. And finally, get the best return on your investment of time on Twitter by participating. If you're somewhat interactive but not all the time, or you're not particularly participatory or engaging with other users, you're not going to get the most out of this experience. You're not going to build the connections and the strong tribe that you want and that you need to generate awareness for your business and to demonstrate your expertise. So maybe even if it's just 5 minutes a day or a couple of minutes every other day to participate, to retweet, to connect, I really strongly recommend that if you are going to commit to Twitter as a platform, that you really commit to Twitter as a platform and be an active participant. That's the only way that it's going to be helpful to you, because those tweets go away so fast, people are going to forget that you posted those tweets. So be a part of that community. Hopefully, you've gotten a lot of information about getting started on Twitter today. There is so much to share, and I will hopefully be able to share with you in the future some more advanced tips once you've had a chance to go in and explore Twitter for yourself to get started. But before you go, I wanted to let you know that every month we have web workshops just like this one that are chock full of information that you can use now to help improve your business and marketing strategies. Next month, we're going to be meeting on May 10th at noon for our web workshop called Get Real, How to Step Out of the Digital Sphere to Generate Business in the Real World. So basically, we're going to be discussing some really awesome outreach and in-person marketing strategies that are effective and many of which are inexpensive to incorporate into your marketing strategy. It is an essential component to building an authentic and successful business. Also, before you go, just want to remind you that marketing is easy with me and my crew here at Mind Shuffle. We have a brand new program called Marketing Made Easy, which is something that we're proud to offer to small and medium-sized businesses. It is a package of small business marketing essentials. We've made it affordable and manageable. We have combined email marketing, social media, and coaching and consulting into one really powerful program that makes marketing much more simple for business owners and business leaders so they can focus on their work. We can help them get their marketing done and stay on the top of the mind of their audience. And it's the last day of this particular promotion, but if you were to sign up for Marketing Made Easy or start that process today, we are offering a special program called Blogging Made Easy. People often say, how do I blog? I don't know what to do. I don't know how it works. How's it going to help my business? Blogging Made Easy does just that. It shows you how to get started with blogging. There is a web workshop where we kind of give you those basics, and then there's a customized coaching portion of this program where we will actually go over a blog draft that you create, and we'll help you polish it up and get you ready to publish your first blog post. We'll share best practices, basics, how, where, when to blog, and it really is a valuable business tool, blogging. And so we'd be happy to share it with you. If you sign up for at least 3 months of Marketing Made Easy, you will be able to participate in this program for free. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to contact me. Here's my information. And I am so thrilled that you were able to join us for Twitter Basics today. Again, I know there's a ton of information here, and we had to squish it into 30 minutes. So hopefully you enjoyed your lunch and your desk, and you learned a little bit. If you have any questions about Twitter or about Marketing Made Easy or about marketing in general, feel free to shoot me an email, give me a call. Connect with me on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I would love to talk with you. And please do, if you have an idea for a future web workshop, something you want to know about marketing related, please let me know. We design these web workshops around what we hear from you, our audience, and our customers and our friends. So do share with us. Can't wait to see you next month on May 10th at noon for Get Real. Thanks so much, everyone, and have an awesome day.